I thought it was very polished, it was very subtle, very discreet. The fabric treatments are incredibly interesting and is quite characteristic. I don't think there were any frills at all. What there were a lot of folds. Because everything was kind of done through the fabric. So instead of adding something on that was ruffly or sweet, he would pleat it or twist it or fold it or cut it and put it back so that it was all an internal construction. He makes things that are beautiful and they sell. But I don't think he says, oh, this is commercial and that's artistic and we need to have both. I think what you see in Bottega is that when you do marry the two, when one is a natural outgrowth of the other, it really works for a brand.
It was fantastic the way he was able to turn wool, which is kind of a boring fabric, into something incredibly sexy, really sculpting it around the body, making a millefeuille petals around the neckline, and an incredible use of discovering of different textiles in different ways to make the fabric feel amazing, look amazing, blending things together in really unexpected ways. He's such an exceptional designer, and the results show in the latest announcements from the company. You can see that Bottega Veneta is on a roll, and it's definitely thanks to Tomas Maier.
Bottega Veneta this season, it's particularly, I think, interesting because not only you have beautiful clothes, but you also can see the mind of the designer at work. I think there were a lot of inspirations from his love for contemporary art. I could see, kind of the Frank Stella and informal paintings from the 50s on the clothes somehow, and transform and applied to, something that actually you can wear. I think Thomas has found a perfect balance between art and, I would say, commerce. Also, he knows his audience. I think when I go to contemporary art fair, I see those ladies that are spending millions of dollars in contemporary art wearing what? Bottega Veneta.
Beautiful show this morning in Milan. Interesting, I think Tomas is up late at night watching old movies. It's a continuation of that very film noir attitude that we saw for the spring season, but moving forward in a very interesting way. A lot of technique and a lot of details, almost origami folding, that created interesting folds and panels and clothes that were a little bit sharper and gave it a little bit more of a tailored sensibility. Gorgeous suitings that had a little bit of a 1930s, 40s attitude. A lot of black playing to the whole idea of film noir. Girls with big, loopy, curly hair and bright red lips. And that menswear attitude coming through in a shoe and a little bit of a chunky heel. Shoulder interest, which we're seeing all over in Milan, and also hip interest with more of an exaggerated hip. But Tomas brings it in his own way with a little bit of a peplum that was super sexy and really beautiful. his techniques that almost have a couture quality, they actually blur the lines between the fabric and pattern, where gorgeous colors of plums and magentas and beautiful pinks all swirl in interesting chiffons and fabrications that create this beautiful pattern on the front of a buff dress, or just taking the interest of black satin and sheen and gathering fabric and shearing fabric and creating a very flat surface but a design detail on top of a beautiful black dress for evening. Gorgeous collection, beautiful way to start the day here in Milan.